I am woman.
I am fearless.
I am sexy.
I am divine.
Good morning and welcome to Smell the Coffee on a very special day. Today is Women's Day.
It is our day.
It is our day.
Give us our flowers.
Our flowers, please.
Why we can smell them.
Please. We don't just want to smell the coffee. We want to smell the flowers too. You know what I'm saying? Happy Women's Day, my darling.
Thank you, my darling. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling, like I said, sexy, divine, unbeatable,
fearless,
empowered.
Yeah.
All of those, like, I don't know, man. Being a woman is such a beautiful thing. It's a blessing because with women, like, we just hold and possess so much power.
Yes. What's your advice to the young women of this nation, of this continent? What would you say to them on this International Women's Day? Talk to the camera. The women are watching. What would you say?
Hashtag no pressure. In all honesty, I would say be who you want to be. Yeah. Don't be afraid of who you are. You need to go out there and express yourself to the fullest. Don't let what you see on social media take you back. People living on social media, most of them are living a lie, sweetheart.
It's a facade.
It's a facade. You need to be true to yourself. You need to remember who you are, and you need to remember the power that you possess, because as a woman, I'm getting goosebumps right now. You possess so much power. Like, nations are in you.
Yes.
Literally. Do you know that your grandmother carried you in her womb? Did you know that? I don't think you knew that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm learning this now from you.
Yeah, your grandmother carried you in your womb because at the time you were an egg in your mother's womb.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's profound. That's profound, brah. Wisdom
come women,
through.
Like, guys.
So what I want to say to women is, I want to say to all of you, never grow weary of doing good. Life is both fair and unfair, but don't let any circumstances change your character or change who you are. Yeah, that's all.
I love that. I love that. Don't let external factors determine who you are.
Yes.
Always stay true to yourself.
In a nutshell.
In a nutshell, because at the end of the day, the only person you have, sweetie,
is yourself. Now, later on in the show, we will be talking to a woman who has inspired, raised nations. Her name is Rosa Namises. She is a Namibian politician and also human rights activist. I had so much fun and I learned so much from her, and I cannot wait for you to just get some of that wisdom so that you can start off in a new light.
It was a very informative interview.
It was so insightful. Right. So I'm excited for you to see that. But before that, we will be getting into our light-hearted news segment after the break.
The Agenda is a weekly national affairs interview program hosted every Sunday by Namibian Sun editor Toivon Javela, featuring a panel of high-profile newsmakers, analysts, and experts. The Agenda aims to reach high-end news consumers seeking informed understanding of national issues. This show is broadcasted on NTV, 1up2.com, and the Namibia Media Holdings Facebook platform. The Agenda focuses on interviews where we put the nation in the hot seat. Contact Agenda at synergy.com.na to get your product and service in the hot seat. The Agenda, focused on today's conversation.
Now, of course, today is Women's Day, and we have to talk about women. Yes. Starting off, the Victoria's Secret fashion show is coming back after 4 years, but it's getting a revamp. 4 years after Victoria's Secret shuttered its annual runway show in a bid to evolve, the lingerie brand is bringing back a version of the star-studded spectacle later this year. The high-profile shows, known for parading elaborately winged and scantily clad supermodels, had also drawn criticism for glorifying unrealistic body standards and their sparse diversity. And industry experts warned the angels of the past will no longer fly. I love this.
I love that.
I love that we're getting more diversity because there was a song, Victoria's Secret, was it last year? I think it was last year. That was big on TikTok. And that really spoke to everyone because the thing is, you see these angels, the Victoria's Secret angels, and now you're there looking at the mirror like, why don't I look like them?
Yeah, I grew up watching Victoria's Secret. You know, I wanted to be like the biggest model ever in my life, so I used to watch Victoria's Secret religiously, and I thought to myself, could I actually look like this when I'm in my 30s or when I'm in my 20s? Because these women, most of them are older. They are probably 30, 25, 27. Yeah. And at that time, I was young. What if my body changes?
That's the thing.
Yes.
That's the thing. When I was doing pageantry and modeling when I was younger, I think I would like to say it was actually from watching the Victoria's Secret shows. Because, I mean, you'd see the wings and just the sass they possess. You know, it was always, in the Victoria's Secret show, always had been like the top of the range, like it was the best thing out there. They had big performers, they had these stars that, I mean, even their lingerie that they wore. I think someone once wore a bra that had like crystals.
Yep.
And jewels. I think it was like worth $100,000, something like that. Yeah. And so growing older, and then obviously now you're starting to get into your actual body.
You realize that these body standards don't really
They're not realistic.
They are not realistic, and they don't necessarily reflect the society that we're living in. Yeah. So I'm glad that they are going to have inclusivity now, and maybe, you know, me and you can take the runway, you know, as international acts
babes
to the Victoria's Secret standards. Now we go to our next story. Our girl, it girl, my favorite girl, Zuri Hall, has gotten herself a new talent agency. She's now signed under UTA. Man, Zuri is such a phenomenal presenter. She's such a great, you know,
and she's gorgeous
host.
too.
You know, she has had like a fully well-rounded career. We've seen her on E! News. She was a correspondent there. We've seen her on Miss Universe. Now she's on Extra Time. Is it Extra Time? On NBC.
Really?
No, not Extra Time. Access Hollywood.
Oh, Access Hollywood. Oh, okay,
yeah.
I see.
Man, and she's an Emmy award-winning television host. I mean,
wow.
come on. It doesn't get better than that.
It really doesn't.
Personally, I love Zuri. Like, I always say that my brand is the new age opera, but like, mix Zuri Hall, then you take Bonang, then you take Anelem Doda.
And then, of course,
then you
cover it with Aina.
Yes, then you mix everything like that, then you get Aina, the new age opera.
Yeah. Wow, I love that. I love that. Well, I'm happy for her. Now, you know who I'm not happy for? Giselle Bündchen.
Yay.
So, my homegirl graced the cover of Vogue, right? And now people are saying that it's closely looking like she's into Satanism.
Ooh.
Yeah. They're calling that, so supermodel Giselle Bündchen is being accused of Satanism after she appeared on the cover of Vogue in a pose that some think represents the devil. She was on the cover of the Italian edition of Vogue, arguably the most famous fashion magazine of them all, which was released in late February. Many felt that her pose and gesture in the photo were incredibly similar to a common depiction of Satan. Internet users linked Giselle's pose to the image of Baphomet, a symbolic creature that was associated with the devil in the historical records of the Inquisition of the Knights Templar in the 14th century. This is not the first time we're seeing this.
Do you think people are exaggerating, or do you think their reaction is justified?
in all honesty, I felt like that cover was giving more Maleficent.
Okay.
The movie Maleficent with Angelina Jolie. It looks more like Maleficent than it does Baphomet.
Okay.
And the thing is with this whole Baphomet thing, remember Umbrella by Rihanna?
By Rihanna.
And that brief, I think it was like half a second clip where that looked more like Baphomet than this does.
Yeah.
When I saw this cover, in all honesty, I just saw Maleficent.
You didn't think, okay.
I didn't think anything. The colors are not similar. She's wearing red, she's not wearing black. So I don't really see, I feel like sometimes people like to reach.
People like to reach. People read deep into things that are not necessarily so, especially when it comes to celebrities. I think there is a sort of expectation. People hold celebrities in like
incredibly high unrealistic standard.
Yes. So for me, I'm just like, it's not that deep. It's a magazine cover. She's posing however she wants to pose, and she looks beautiful. That's that on that.
Yeah. I mean, she's giving, but for Italian Vogue, I mean, it's not the best that we've seen, but it is good. It's still good, but obviously I would understand why. Okay, actually, I don't understand why people are saying it looks like Baphomet, but I do understand if there are people that are like, no, but she's Giselle Bundchen. I think at some point she was also a Victoria's Secret angel.
Top model,
I think she was an angel at some point.
So now in our final story, Kim Kardashian is allegedly said to have threatened a designer because she felt like she was outshined by South African Amapiano sensation Tyler. Now that's Tyler. Look at how she looked, and then slide the other picture where there's Kim wearing the red. Who do you think looks better?
I would say Tyler.
Tyler, and that's why Kim is threatening the designer.
Oh my gosh, Kim, sit down.
Because like, how dare you put an upcoming artist? How dare you make an upcoming artist look better than me, Kim Kardashian?
Kim, sit down. Literally, sit down. It goes back to what I was saying. It's Women's Day. We should be bringing each other up.
Yes.
There's a quote in Beyonce's Flawless by Chimamanda where she says, we raise women to be in competition for men, not for jobs or anything like that.
For men.
For men. But the thing is, as women, why are we bringing each other down when we should be bringing ourselves up?
I don't know where they got that story from, though. I saw the story trending. I saw it trending on Zaleb, which is a newspaper. And then I saw it like trending on TikTok. But in Kim's defense, Kim shared all those pictures on her Instagram. So I don't know if she shared them after or before.
You know what? It's Women's Day. I'm not going to throw shade. I'm not going to say anything bad about other women. But I am going to say that we do need to support each other.
Yes.
Like if you feel like you don't look your best, but the thing is, you're Kim Kardashian.
She looks great.
She looks gorgeous in red.
Yeah.
But you're Kim Kardashian. You've had all this success.
Yeah.
You've made a name for yourself.
Yeah.
You are actually known as a style icon.
Yeah.
And
that's
you feel
why
threatened over.
That's why I guess maybe she would feel threatened. But nonetheless, after the break, we return with an interview with Merosa Namises.
Tourismus Namibia is a weekly tourism show that brings you the latest news in the tourism industry and topics related to that. Tourismus aims at reaching travelers, accommodation, restaurant establishments, agricultural and financial institutions. The show focuses on tourism news, where to travel to fit your budget, 4x4 drives, routes and destinations, and so much more. Tourismus is broadcasted on NTV, 102.com and cross-chat on the following Facebook platforms: the Republikein, Algemene Zeitung, Namibian Sun and Namibia Media Holdings. Contact Tourismus at synergy.com.na for news and advertising related queries. Tourismus, bringing the world to Namibia.
Mom Charlotte Mangege once said, do not live above your people, but live with them. And if you rise, take someone with you. Today, I am joined by a woman who is the very epitome of those words. Now, her name is Mom Rosa Namises. She is a Namibian activist, a human rights activist, and also politician. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for calling Mom Teke. I was lucky those days when I was in South Africa.
Really?
To at least shake her, but she was very old then
Wow.
at that time. So thank you very much. I really get goosebumps. It is a great woman. And the words is not only that she was saying, she lived it like that. At that mama's house, we were coming and eating stump mealies and stew.
Oh, wow.
That's what I'm remembering.
That
So,
is beautiful.
yeah.
Now, on Wednesday, we are celebrating Women's Day. Why is this day so important? I mean, we highlighted Mom Charlotte now and the impact that she had on women in South Africa, women in Africa at large. Why is Women's Day important?
I think, we need to celebrate ourselves, but also other people need to celebrate you, whether it's your birthday, whether it's the things that you do. We need to also affirm ourselves. It's very important to pat yourself on the shoulder to say you did it well.
Yes.
It's a wonderful thing that you are doing, so that you get that affirmation. But this day is for all of us. It's including Africa, it includes the world, to celebrate our steps, our little steps, small steps, and our big steps. It also celebrates our achievements, and it also looks at bringing us together again and making sure that we can be sent off with new energy, we can be sent off with support and backing by each other, we can be reminded also intellectually about the things that are happening with us, and not to be afraid, but to stand strong and tall to tackle them.
Absolutely. And I love that you said we need to celebrate ourselves, because oftentimes we seek validation from other people, and we don't necessarily reaffirm ourselves and tell ourselves that we are worthy of all these things. Now, you are taking part in some community work, the Nyenye Conservancy. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, I think today and more days, we as women should really, like that Ma Charlotte, take a trip, go into that community. Those women are lonely. Those women are calling out and crying out of our attention. I am working there because another woman held my hand and said, step out a little bit, come to Chumkwe and see what's happening. I am also working here. So the Conservancy and the NFD organization is doing work in the Chumkwe area, that whole villages, and so they are taking care of the Conservancy, and they are also taking care of the community there. I think other communities are out here in the Hobabes or Maheke area, where the San women and children are, and then other spaces. But now this time I have come there, and we did this work from last year. I have been working there very long time ago when I was with the Legal Assistance Center, and I thought things have changed.
Yeah.
I know that people have been identified as marginalized, and that has really cemented their situation. We need to move. We can no longer call them marginalized. When you call people names and label them, they go to that direction, and they start to own that name by saying, I'm marginalized.
It's almost as though you are speaking into existence.
The what does marginalization mean?
Yeah.
It means that somebody's that are not cared for. It means that somebody's that has nothing to eat for themselves. It means that it's somebody's that waits to be given in and building a dependency syndrome.
Yes.
And it also means that somebody's who take whatever is given to them by anybody, whether it's now alcohol, whether it's now drugs, whether it's now whatever substance or little food. That's what brings that kind of a name calling.
Yeah.
And I have come there, I found not marginalized people.
Empowered.
I found strong people.
Yes.
And why I say I found people who know nature. I found people who know, we would call one medicine Panadol, but they know more than 20 names of medicines, different kinds of medicines in their forest. I met people that face elephants. I met people that knows where to get water, but who has been told you are marginalized and have abandoned all those treacherous knowledge.
Mom Rosa, thank you so much for your light. Thank you for standing in the gap. And thank you for lifting the lid of invisibility. It has been my pleasure chatting with you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for inviting me with that topic.
Awesome.
Ohole So Nice is an entertainment show brought to you by the youth for the youth, aimed at having more young people showcase their individual identities. Making a good impression does not come easy. The nerves and the natural way youth interact when it comes to dating, well, this has changed over the years. This is a dating show that allows individuals to participate and be their own true selves. Ohole So Nice focuses on blind date, talk about that, news, flex your style, and more. This show is broadcasted on NTV, 1up2.com, and on the MyZone Facebook platform. To share your experience or make your product or service part of Ohole So Nice, contact Zone at synergy.com.na. Ohole So Nice, because Sabawelling isn't enough.
Well, that was a beautiful, beautiful interview. I can tell you guys had like chemistry.
Yep.
And oh, that's nice. So you enjoyed?
It was so amazing. It was refreshing. You know, it's just a different kind of energy when women come together and then they dissect issues that affect them. You know, there's a deeper connection and relation because we relate to each other's struggles. And for me, that was what that interview was about. It was about relation. It was about me getting wisdom from an older woman who has, you know, had impact overall in her life, in her career, and just...
Yeah, because I was about to say, you know, just a woman of her caliber, just getting to talk to her
is the
and just... I mean, like, what more could you ask for?
Yeah.
You know, it seems as though you had your own mini documentary.
Yes.
Like, it was such an honor.
And I was, like, so invested in the conversation. And I love the fact that she spoke so calmly, so graceful.
She does have a very soothing voice.
And she articulated so well. And I didn't need to ask her a lot. You know, she went with the flow. I knew exactly what she was going to say or what she wanted to say. And then here and there, I would chip in just a little bit. And then the conversation was just flowing.
It was just flowing.
Yeah,
and
it was a conversation, not an interview.
Oh,
that's what
nice.
I loved about
that's
it.
Nice. Yeah, no, because, I mean, in our profession, when you get to interview people, sometimes it's like, give me something to work with. You know, because it's like, so Aina, what do you do? I'm a TV presenter. Okay, give me something. Let's talk, you know, let's have a conversation. Let's not make it too interrogative. Let's actually have a discussion around the issues that are affecting you, around, you know, the issues that are affecting your people and your community.
Which woman would you want to interview in this particular point of
Dead or
your
alive?
career, dead or alive. But dead you can't interview, alive.
No, let's say dead hypothetically.
No, there's no hypothetical.
I would like Rosa Parks.
Okay.
Yeah, but Rosa Parks is not,
Yeah.
That's hypothetically.
Mm-hmm.
But among the living, I've actually never really thought about this. But I would say probably, I feel like Oprah. Because
No, Oprah would interview you. That's I think my biggest problem with interviewing other women in entertainment who
is they end up taking charge and interviewing you.
Yes, they'll end up taking charge. Oprah will be like, so are we interviewing you or are you being interviewed? You're like, oh, ma'am, I'm interviewing you.
Maybe, I don't know. Who would you like to be?
I would like to interview Monica Gaingos.
Oh, nice.
I'd love locally. Internationally, I'd love to. Who would I love to interview internationally?
You see, it's a difficult question.
Viola Davis, maybe.
Oh, Viola Davis.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, she's an EGOT winner.
But let's continue this conversation during when we go home, on our way home, this has been the end of Smell the Coffee. We'll be right back tomorrow, same time, same place, with more happy International Women's Day. Be love, share love, and be everything that you want to be.
It's Wednesday, and it's Women's Day. And I guess we'll just take the week too.
Yeah.
It's our week.
It's our week. From all of us here, it's all our love, all our light.
Adios.